You don't recognize me, correct? You knew the version under pressure, and to keep the peace, you prefer the smaller posture, it made you feel at ease. You say I changed like it's a warning, like I crossed the line, but I removed what wasn't working. You stayed where it was fine. There was distance long before we named it what it was. You were loyal to a memory. I was dumb because you don't recognize me now. That makes sense. You knew who I was surviving, not who I became. I refined what didn't hold, let it separate. You call it unfamiliar, I call it late. Wrong career, wrong direction, that's what you said. But growth will always look offensive to the version left behind instead. You mistook evolution for something I betrayed, but I was cutting loose the weight you were comfortable to say. You held on to the outline, I stepped out of the frame. You don't recognize me now, that's expected. You were loyal to the damage I corrected. If I sit above the noise, it's by design. You call it someone different, I call it mine. Oh, no anger in the ending, no fire in the tone, just chemistry work, separating stone from stone. You don't recognize me, that's accurate. You never know me finished, almost whispered. You said you don't recognize me. Good, I was dissolving. You moved the version built from fractures, held together out of fear. You love the comfort of my damage. You like me smaller, staying near. You say I changed like it's betrayal, like growth was some offense. But I was shedding old dimensions, you were guarding old defense. You don't see the gold inside me, you still see the past. But I was breaking every ceiling, you were holding on to glass. You don't recognize me now, that's the point, that's the crown. I dissolved, but I outgrew, I refined without you. If I sit upon this throne, it was forged in fire alone. And you say I lost who I've been. No, I just became myself again. You said I chose the wrong direction, wrong career, wrong design, but comfort never built a kingdom, and fear was never mine. You stayed where it was familiar, I stepped into the flame. You call it losing who I was, I call it shedding shame.